Sunak neu Starmer yn Downing Street.
Mae'r ras I rif 10 bron ar ben.
Good evening. It is 5 to 10. Polls across Wales and the rest of the UK have almost closed, and we will soon know who will form the next government at Westminster and who will be the Prime Minister. Welcome to Election 24 from BBC Wales.
Dros yr oriau nesaf, felly oherwydd a camerâu yn pob un o'r canolfannau cyfri yng Nghymru fe gewch chi'r canlyniadau wrth iddyn nhw'n gael eu cyhoeddi. Siŵr I ti, rownd y gornel fydda I yn trafod rhai o bynciau mawr yr ymgyrch yma o fewnfudo gyda'r gyfwng costau byw. Hefyd, pethau fel addysg a iechyd, meysydd sydd wedi datgan.
Hello and welcome to BBC Wales's Election HQ, and it is buzzing with activity here tonight as for the next 8 hours or so we will be bringing you the results of the 2024 general election for Wales and across the UK. In a few minutes we'll have the results of the exit poll, which will give us an indication of who will get into number 10. Will Keir Starmer return Labour to power after 14 years, or will Rishi Sunak defy expectations and remain as Prime Minister? In studio with me for the night will be our political editor Gareth Lewis, our money editor Felicity Evans, and Professor Laura McAllister from the Wales Governance Centre. And we'll be speaking to an array of politicians here in the studio and live from the camps. And as all those results come in, our expert Daniel Davis will be here to analyse what's happening and help tell the story of this election.
We will be analysing the data here in our graphic studio. As the results come in, we'll give you the information you need to help make sense of this election.
Also part of our team bringing you reaction as the night develops is my colleague, Teleri Glyn-Jones.
Yes, as the night unfolds, I have a range of politicians, pundits and academics joining me here on the sofa to talk political strategy, voting patterns and, of course, reacting to all the events as they happen.
Wales will be central to how this election is won and lost, and we have reporters in every seat across the nation, including Thomas David, who's in Llandudno.
Bangor
Aberconwy is one of the new seats created after boundary changes. It's notionally held by the Conservatives. Tonight, Labour really must win seats like this if they're to return to power.
I'm Jenny Rees in Wales. Where two of the most keenly watched seats in Wales will be declared. In Montgomeryshire and Glyndŵr, the campaign was overshadowed by the betting scandal involving the Conservative Craig Williams. And in Brecon, it's one of the biggest new constituencies, and now a three-way fight to win that seat.
And I'm Owen Clark in Chepstow for the Monmouthshire count. Now the Conservative Welsh Secretary, David T.C. Davis, has held this seat for almost 20 years. The question is, will it still be his by tomorrow morning?
We'll also be live at Westminster.
Ar draws Prydain mae'n mynd I fod yn ymddangos bod
in Downing Street, it all leads back to that famous black door. I'm Shelley Phelps in Westminster, bringing you reaction to the results. Who will make it to number 10?
So, not long to go now before that traditional moment of high drama at the start of an election night that we've got used to in recent years, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the night, for the rest of the 8 hours, certainly at this programme. And of course will tell us so much, because the backdrop of this election campaign has been a huge lead by Labour in the polls that has not shifted. So Gareth, it really is a moment here, isn't it?
Yeah, it
is, and you answered one of my questions, one of the questions that we're all asking, are those polls accurate? If they are, which big names have gone? Because some predictions that, double-digit cabinet ministers might go for Wales. Is Wales following the UK pattern or bucking the trend?
OK, we'll leave it there. Hold those thoughts for a minute, because we are about to get those crucial figures just to find out whether that lead in the polls for Labour is in fact reality according to the exit poll. Here we go.
BBC, ITV a Sky yn ei ddweud heno. Dowch i ni edrych yn fwy manwl ar y seddi.
And the exit poll is showing a Labour landslide. 410 seats for Labour, a staggering increase of 209. And for the Conservatives, 131 seats, an equally staggering reduction of 241 seats, which would give Labour a majority of 170. Now, we should say some health warnings with this exit poll. It has been provided by Ipsos for BBC News, ITV News and Sky News. But let us have a look at the impact for the other parties. The Liberal Democrats, just look at that, up 53 to 61 seats. Reform up 13 to 13 seats. The SNP down at 38 to 10 seats. Plaid Cymru up to 4 seats, and the Greens up 1, putting them at 2 seats. We should say specifically in reference to Reform and the SNP that is dependent on relatively small sampling size compared to the larger parties, so we should take that into consideration when we take on board these figures, and also inevitably for the smaller parties as well. But wow, we have been talking about a big poll lead, Gareth, for the past 6 weeks, but it is quite something to see it there in black and white.
Yeah, we should say, Nick, as well, the exit polls, by and large, are very accurate. They tend to be there or thereabouts. They have been in recent history, so it is a really, really big Labour win. We're up to 1997 sort of levels when Tony Blair won with a majority of 179. And if that poll is right, the lowest number of seats the Conservatives have won since 1906, when they were down to 156 seats under Arthur Balfour, picture sort of Edwardian whiskers and that kind of thing. It's that long ago, and, we should all perhaps take a little pause if that's right. This is one of those nights that will go down in history. You don't often get election results like this, but we may well have one this evening.
Fliss, he's back to 97. Isn't it?
Absolutely, although it's worth bearing in mind that what Keir Starmer is inheriting is not the economic picture that Tony Blair was inheriting. And we know that after this election, if this exit poll is correct, this is more than a resounding victory for Labour. It's an absolute knockout win for them. But they still face the hard business of government after tonight, and the fiscal landscape is very challenging.
Think about where Labour were in 2019.
It really is. It's an incredible turnaround. I mean, they needed to win more than 120 seats just to get a bare majority. They have, if this exit poll is correct, exceeded that fantastically. And what it illustrates, actually, is that Labour's vote has been very efficient. The first past the post system is quite a crude system, and normally what we tend to have with election results, Laura will speak more to this, but we tend to have historically a uniform swing. So whatever the national UK-wide swing is, we tend to see that replicated in different But what the polling throughout this election has been suggesting to us is that what we've been seeing is a different sort of swing, a proportional swing, so that in the seats where Labour has needed to get a big bang for its buck, in other words, where the votes really matter to pile up, that's where they have been piling them up, and in constituencies where it's less important, where they're already a shoe-in, if you like, they're not getting that.
This is very efficient Labour voting, it seems, and it needed that, obviously, to get to the position of winning this kind of majority. But also this, I suspect, is an outcome of there being such a strong anti-Conservative vote, because that focuses people's minds in those marginal seats, in those seats where a larger swing is necessary. I think we can be fairly confident about exit polls, Nick, as well. They're different to other polls, but this is very much in line, of course, with the opinion polling that we've seen through the campaign, because exit polls actually measure what has happened rather than